Now, you would probably assume that no matter what time of year, no matter what the weather is, no matter what, it's like outside your house, your mental health would stay the same and it wouldn't be affected. You wouldn't think that if winter come along, suddenly your mood would change. But, in fact, science has proved that winter and snow and rain can actually change your mood to some extreme levels. And there is now a condition and a psychological disorder for such a thing, where you become, to a certain extent, depressed during winter. And some people even have to be put on medication to help them with this disorder. This condition can cause you to have persistent low mood. It can make you irritable. It can make you have feelings of despair or guilt or worthlessness. It can make you lack empathy. It can make you moody, sleepy, and so on. All because the season changed and it become winter. You may start to consume more carbohydrates. You might gain weight and even start to turn obese. All because the weather outside changed. How is this possible? Not many scientists are fully aware and the research is still ongoing. But it is now definitely proven that for some people out there, seasonal conditional disorder is definitely a thing. So today, I've done my bit of research, I've done a bit of digging, and I found out some useful tips for this condition. So today, we're going to go over this condition. I'm going to give you my tips. I'm going to explain what it is, how it's caused. And yeah, hopefully have a great time. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. What's up guys, welcome back to the Focus Future channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope your day's going well and we're striving to achieve. Today I'm going to talk about seasonal conditional disorder, which is basically when you are affected by the winter and your mood changes during the winter. We're going to have a bit of a chat about this condition. I'm going to give you some varied tips. And yeah, we're going to have a nice time and go through it. So if you're interested in all that good stuff, please stay tuned. If not, please use the top link in the video description to go and learn a bit more about me. But apart from that, let's jump into this and see what this condition really withholds. Now, the fact that such a thing even exists is kind of depressing. For people who suffer with this, it means that for most of a year, during Christmas specifically, and many festive seasons, they are psychologically not well, and they may have some forms of underlying depression, all because it's not nice outside. So if you're one of these people, please don't come and live in the UK, because it looks like that for half of the year. The idea that a condition can make you low mood, it can make you irritable, make you want to sleep more, it can make you demotivated, just because of the weather, is kind of depressing in itself. So how do you know if you have this condition? How can you look at yourself and think, I genuinely think I do suffer from this? Now, this condition is very new to the Ultimate Universe, and there's still a lot of research going into the itty-bitty stuffs of this, and we don't have a full picture of how it's exactly caused yet, or exactly why this happens. But there is evidence to show that it is possibly a condition. So on your screens right now are the key symptoms of the condition that we are talking about. Now, I think the main one is generally low mood. If you notice that you seem very down and very moody and that you want to sleep a lot during the winter months, it could be a sign that you do suffer from this condition, and I would advise that you go speak to a GP to check it out and get it diagnosed, in which case they can refer you to therapy or you can be given medication. But there are other ones. If you are currently grieving something or you're in a state of grievance, you may see an increased level of feelings of guilt and despair. You may have an increased level of anger and emotion because of this condition. You might find it hard to get up in the mornings. I don't even know if this is a thing with me, because to be honest, I do find it hard to get up when it's winter, but then again, that's just because I'm cold and I don't want to get out of bed. But if you're generally quite good at getting out of bed and it's not cold in your room and you're wearing quite nice clothes, and you still really do struggle in the winter months to get up, like you're not getting up till like 1 in the afternoon, there is a chance that you might have this condition. Another key one is that you seem to consume more carbohydrates in the winter months. We have no idea why this condition causes this, but it is proven that people with this condition during the winter are more likely to put on a lot of weight and even become obese. So, if you realise that you're eating a lot of bread, donuts and all these good old things during the winter months, you know, you're having like 5 slices of bread in an hour, probably time to get checked up. And all these symptoms that I've just explained are absolutely devastating. It does sound like a horror show to me, because it does literally sound like the condition, like, basically disables you from your daily life. You know, you're sleepy, you're not in a good mood, you're lethargic, you know, all these things are just my version of hell. It's even been compared to depression because it just does make you feel so low and moody. Now, there are some evidence to prove why this happens. For some people, it is genetical. Your brain reacts a certain way to rain, to darkness, to it getting darker overnight, and even to snow and cold. It's kind of just the way your brain reacts to them certain weather conditions. For some people out there, this is generally a genetical disease. For other people, it's for trauma in that specific season. So if you had something very dramatic happen in the winter months, you might then develop this illness. The other one is your internal clock. Sometimes I haven't really looked into this enough to give you the full details, but there is a chance that if you're not sleeping in the correct patterns, you may start to notice that this starts to become a thing, because obviously the clocks change in the winter, and there is a chance that you're kind of not keeping up with that, and that will cause you to be a bit moody during the winter months. To me, it just sounds like a really long period. So they're kind of the general 3 reasons. You've either got a genetical, you've either developed the illness because of trauma, or your internal clock's slightly messed up. With all 3 of these reasons, you do need to see a GP if you want to get help with this. There is counselling and therapy you can attend to help you with this, and I believe, don't quote me on this, that there is a medication they can provide you in some of the most severe cases. But most of the time, general affirmation and positive acts during the winter month and talking it out with a professional is enough to lower its effects of the illness. So don't expect a GP to just immediately hand you medication the minute you walk in there. So, what are my tips for this illness? Now, again, this illness is still being researched, so don't quote me on any of these tips. Most of these have not been proven. But from what I've seen of it, the effects of it, some of these could help you. Now, my first one is trying to stick to a strict schedule. Now, I know this sounds weird because I'm literally telling you that this illness is going to make you sleepy and not want to follow a strict schedule. But the more disciplined you are with yourself in the summer months, the more chances are you're going to stick to it in the winter no matter how hard this condition gets, especially if you're attending counselling or you've got medication. Making sure that when you get out of bed, you've got something to look forward to. Either it's a really nice breakfast or a job that you love. Making sure you're doing workout routines to keep the adrenaline coming and to make sure your immune system's pumped. Anything that you enjoy doing, really exaggerate in them winter months. It hopefully will slightly, at least, improve your mood. The next thing is keep a healthy diet. Keep an eye on your carbohydrate intakes, making sure that you're eating salads and stuff like this and other forms of protein as much as you are carbohydrates. Don't let your diet go completely sideways. And the most important one of that, of the 3, is self-care. Making sure you're having regular baths, making sure, you're eating substantially, you're drinking substantially, and generally you're looking after yourself. Really ask yourself every couple of weeks how you really are, because this illness is known to kind of take you on a sidetrack, and some people don't even notice they're coming down with it because it kind of just naturally happens. It's about being alert and really checking in on yourself. How am I really? And not many people do this enough. So, to end this video off, if you're feeling low or you're moody or you're putting on weight or any of the symptoms that I've just given you over the winter, my best advice for you is to go and see your GP or a local professional. They will be able to provide you with counselling or therapy to help you with this illness, and hopefully, if it's severe enough, will give you some medication. This illness can really disturb your winter life. It can make Christmas an absolute hell show and can really start to take its toll on your relationships. So, to avoid that, make sure you're getting it tended to. Try to not keep it secret or pull it down to other things. If you are seeing, I'd say, at least 3 of these symptoms, go and see someone and get it properly diagnosed or find out exactly what's going on. Now, what I wouldn't advise is just because you're putting on weight, go and see a doctor and say that you've got a seasonal condition, because you might just be putting on weight generally because you're eating too much or something else. But if you're like also got low mood and you're not getting out of bed, you feel sleepy and you're putting on weight, it might be then that condition. But apart from that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are suffering from this condition, please leave a comment down below. But apart from that, I will catch all you dudes in the next one. Bye-bye.